Hey there, welcome in. If you don't know me, I'm Cookie and Stream, and I love building fun things in Pokopia. Today we're creating what I call Sableye's Treasure Cave, in honor of the new event where you can acquire Sableye. They also come with a few adorable new furniture items and even a prefab house, so I wanted to come up with a build that used all these items. Since Sableye prefers the dark, I thought a grotto leading into a hidden treasure cave would be perfect. My goal in this build was to use all the new event items, so if you haven't played the event yet and don't want spoilers for the new items, maybe go and check out some of my other build videos first. This video will be a little different than my other tutorials. We'll tour the build first, but due to the fact that this isn't a traditional building, I don't really have a materials list for you. Plus, I would encourage you to build the shape and size of cave that works for wherever you're putting it in your world. Everything is pretty simple to acquire for the actual grotto and cave walls, and then it just comes down to what you want in your treasure cave. Because of this, we actually start off with the grotto and cave already built, and this video is just decorating. Keep in mind this was not a pre-existing grotto area and cave. I actually dug into one of the hills of Pallet Town to make this, but there are plenty of areas that would work for this that you don't have to dig out yourself. Before we start, please leave a like and comment if you like this build, and subscribe if you'd like to see the rest of my build videos like this as soon as they come out, including my ongoing series of evolution houses. Let's go! As I mentioned, this grotto is not naturally occurring in the Pokopia world. I actually dug down a circular area and then into the wall for the cave. I then replaced all the wall blocks of the grotto with skyline soil, as that felt a little more mystical to me, and the soil was skyline grass. Throw in some random mysterious stone, hot spring waterfalls, and some natural elements like boulders, trees, and random flowers and vines, and you've got yourself a magical grotto. The first thing I place here is a canoe, as I want this area to feel like someone, maybe humans, when they were around, discovered this area and used it as a little getaway camping area. Then Sableye moved in much later when the Pokemon woke up. I know, what use is a canoe in this tiny grotto, and besides that, who canoes in a hot spring? But I like how it looks, and that's all that matters, right? The Pokemon don't ask questions. You'll notice I placed these stepping stones in all directions. I like the sporadic nature of this walkway instead of it looking super uniform in all one direction. Now we're just adding random nature elements around this central focal point. I wanted it to look super grown out and wild, since it has been abandoned for who knows how long. I'm placing some vine decorations around, but I don't want to use too many of these, as I think they're a little too unnatural looking. I much prefer the more natural looking vines I'm placing after, and I'll actually add in some dense vine blocks off video that you saw in the tour. The important part of making this area look dynamically wild in terms of nature is to add a lot of plants and a lot of variety. So, you see me switching from flowers, to grass, to vines, to moss here. And that's not even all the nature elements I used. The more nature here, the better. Now we move into the actual cave. I start out by replacing all the walls with glowing stone, and then later going back in and switching patches of it out with plain black stone. Just using glowing stone for all of it was a little too unnatural looking and busy on the eye in a not great way. If you're wondering where to get this much glowing stone, use an Arcanine Dream Doll to visit a volcanic dream island and collect a ton of it. You can also get it from the Rocky Ridges mines, but I like to use dream islands so I'm not robbing my main areas of all their resources. There's really no system to how I'm replacing these glowing stone blocks with black stone. It's just whatever felt right and wasn't too uniform. You can get these red crystals and the matching blue ones by going to Dream Islands during the Sableye event. Instead of breaking them for the crystals you trade to Sableye, switch to your Magnemite form and pick them up whole by using the long press Y ability. Be careful not to destroy them if you place them down in a spot you don't like. You'll have to use Magnemite's ability again to pick them up and reposition them. These mushrooms don't give off too much light, and they have a great mystical cave vibe. This is the new treasure pile item you can get from Sableye during the event. One of the things that I really love about Pokopia's item design is that you can rotate these and it gives a dynamic, new view every time. So I can place down a ton of these piles facing different directions and it won't just look like the same item repeatedly. This is the new oil lamp from the event, and it doesn't use electricity, which is great with the lighting limits in the game. I also place a new adventuring backpack item, though we'll move it later. You'll also see me placing some smooth rocks down here. These aren't actually to make the area dry out. It's more because they're rocks with shiny gems in them, and I think they'd be something Sableye would definitely collect as treasure. We place the new sleeping bag item and tent prefab now, though again, I'll be moving the sleeping bag to inside the tent where it's built. I also place the new camp chairs and the new campfire cooking pot we get from the event. Anything shiny, gold, or interesting I could find in the available items is going in here. I don't think Sableye cares what it is, as long as it's cool looking. You'll see me add some blocks to raise this big nugget up here. It's important to add levels to the items in your cave so it looks more visually dynamic, instead of everything being placed on one level. These are new treasure garlands we get from the event. Fun fact, I didn't intend to hang those last garlands in the middle of the ceiling, but as you can see, I struggled to remove them, so they just stayed where they were. I realized at this point that the cave needed a little bit more green nature elements to look natural, so I'm adding some moss around. I also add in a few cobwebs where Sableye wouldn't be able to reach. I had confused this normal torch for being a wall torch, so that's why this struggle happens. Eventually it gets deleted altogether because it makes the cave a little too bright. I realize here that the black stone walls are a bit too dark for my liking, so I add some patches of mysterious stone to break it up but still look crystal-like. Fun fact: apparently stalagmites and stalactites make your room darker, in the same way that light sources make your room brighter for Pokemon comfort levels. Don't quote me on this, as I've just heard a rumor, but if so, that's pretty cool. I'm placing sea glass here, which you can pick up as a placeable item by using the Magnemite Long Press Y ability. I'm moving this cooking setup just ever so slightly so it can be seen when you walk in the cave. Cutting to where we build the tent, I realized while trying to gather my builders that non-water Pokemon really don't like walking through water, so I widened this waterfall entrance a bit so most Pokemon can walk around the waterfall to access the cave. I still want the entrance to be hidden, so I make the walls that are now visible around the waterfall blend in again with the grotto walls. Now that we have the tent built, let's decorate the interior. This interior ends up frustratingly bare, mostly because the game restricts how many items you can put down so that the Pokemon can move around inside, and you can't hang anything on the walls. A quick break from the tent. Originally this lamp lights up because I had wireless transmitters in the ceiling. However, I realized I didn't want power in this cave, so it feels more natural. And so the lamp stays, but it just remains unpowered. Fun fact number 2. If you place a fiery Magby statue down close to your campfire, and then add something to activate it like the floor switch I'll be adding later, you can light your campfire without a fire Pokemon. Sableye specifically requested from me Shiny Relaxation after the build, which ended up being the purple gaming chair you saw on the tour. They might request something different from you. Now I'm just finishing up the build by making some small adjustments and adding some additional clutter. And that's all. Thanks so much for watching me build Sableye their own treasure cave. If you enjoyed the video and found it useful, I'd be so thankful if you would leave me a like, tell me your thoughts with a comment, and subscribe to my channel for more build videos like this in the future. Also, if you're new here, check out my series where I create all the evolution houses. I can't wait to show you what I create. Bye for now!